So anyway, I'm Chris.
And I'm Dave. And this is Horror Happy Hour.
Yes. And you can't see it, but I'm dressed like an anime character.
Yeah, you can't see your pants. Show them the pants.
I'm not standing up.
Okay, well then don't show them the pants.
They have buckles.
They're awesome. They're awesome pants. You have to take my word for it because apparently my wife will not stand up and show you the pants.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to do a little video after this video to show you the pants. I think we talk too much about ourselves during the beginning of these goddamn reviews. This is about movies. You love movies. We love movies. Let's drink to movies.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So today, we're going to be reviewing Mother's Day Remake.
Mother's Day.
Which, I loosely use the word remake because it really
yeah, I mean, this is remake,
isn't at all.
Remake in the loosest sense of the term. Done by Darren Lynn Bousman. I'm sure if you're a horror fan, you recognize that name. In case you're not a horror fan, let me go ahead and give you the rundown. Saw 2, 3, 4, Repo the Genetic Opera. He's got 11, 11, 11 coming out.
And he was the fucking creator of the comic Abattoir.
Abattoir.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but we are huge comic junkies.
Gigantic
And this one, put out by Radical, was fucking awesome, so you need to get on that as well.
Pick that comic up as fast as you would pick up a $20 bill that you found in the street before a homeless person got to it.
Wow, that's pretty evil. I think I might let the homeless person get it. Anyway, so this is starring Jamie King.
Jamie King.
Who you might recognize from Sin City as Goldie and the sister.
And she was also in Lone Star State of Mind.
Yes, which happens to be one of my favorite movies.
That comedy. She loves that comedy.
Yeah,
and
it's very funny.
It's also starring, surprisingly enough, Rebecca De Mornay.
Rebecca De Mornay.
As the mother.
As the mother, and shit, you get to see Rebecca De Mornay in her older state.
Yeah, which still, by the way,
she's still hot.
Smoking.
What happened?
Yeah,
Some people get
like
older
a fine
still hot.
fucking wine.
Yeah, exactly. It also has Shawn Ashmore in it.
Shawn Ashmore.
Shawn Ashmore was Iceman in the X-Men movies. He was also in Frozen, an amazing movie.
Yes, another one.
So, I mean, it really has an all-star cast. Why it hasn't released in theaters, why it hasn't released on DVD is a fucking crime.
Yeah, and also starring the girl that plays Jessica in True Blood.
Her name is Deborah Ann Wool.
Deborah Ann Wool.
For any of you True Blood fans out there.
Oh, that's right. The girl.
She is the daughter of the fucked up family.
Of Rebecca De Mornay.
Yes, we'll get to.
Surprised they had that in this movie, but there was no daughter in the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked up. I totally meant to say the original.
Now, a lot of comparisons are going to be drawn between the original and the remake, and fans of Troma and shit like that are going to be like, forget about the Gilgamesh.
Yeah, no, they're, like, look at them, like, when, and if you ever get to see this movie, look at it as a completely separate thing from the original, because they have nothing to fucking do with each other.
This felt more like a remake of the Spanish film Kidnapped than it did the remake of Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. Mother's Day, it's rare and shit like that a remake is better than the original. It is so rare and shit. I mean, there are instances, in my opinion, I thought Dawn of the Dead, the remake,
was better.
Hills Have Eyes, The Fly, The Thing.
And Piranha, I totally forgot to say Piranha.
I thought these were all remakes that were better than the original, but I have never in my life seen a remake that beat the living shit out of the original.
Yeah.
The original should be ashamed of itself, having even been in the same...
Having even have the same name as this one.
Even bearing the same name as this remake. It is that fucking good.
So this starts out with Jamie King character and her husband buying a house. Mm-hmm. And they unfortunately, years before this, had lost a child due to a terrible, terrible car incident.
Terribly unfortunate. If you've ever lost a child and shit like that, there is nothing more horrifying, nothing more horrible, nothing more heartbreaking in your whole life. So, moving on with their life, they buy this house that they buy from a foreclosure, which used to be the residence of Rebecca De Mornay and her tribe of basically stolen children. Trio. There were three of them. No, four of them. Four of them.
Three boys
there were three boys and one girl.
Now, they lost their house, and she stole all these children. Like, she went to hospitals and would take babies.
She's a professional at this.
Yes, apparently.
As you can see right here.
Anyway, so one day, the three sons pull some kind of, like, heist
they get a bank robbery.
Yeah, they pull a bank robbery. They pull a chain of bank robberies, but this one they almost get caught, and the youngest son gets gut shot.
So they take him back to the old house.
To the house. Well, they don't know that the mother and the daughter have been kicked out of this house.
They haven't been living in it for years because the one son lost the cell phone, so they have no idea.
Yeah. So they go to the house, and Jamie King and her people are throwing a big party.
Yes.
So they hold them all hostage now.
Literally everybody sticks their gun in Jamie King's face.
A housewarming party.
Yes. Eventually, the mother comes into the picture.
So essentially, it's a home invasion flick.
Yes, a home invasion, kidnap type of hostage situation.
Yes.
Mother comes and she basically says is that now because the son has been sending money this whole time to this house.
From all the bank robberies.
Yeah, from all of these bank robberies. He's been sending like tons of money. And he says to the mother, you haven't been getting these envelopes. And she's like, well, I don't live there anymore. So basically the mother says, if you give me back the money, I will let you all go. Now they plead and plead and plead and say, we never got any envelopes, blah, 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 blah.
The husband says we never got the money and shit like that, so they fuck his hand up, like, in a way that is...
So they start making these people do, like, fucked up shit.
At first, the mother comes across as kind of nice.
Yeah, like she'll let them go as soon as she gets enough money to get the fuck out of it.
As soon as she takes all their debit cards.
Yeah.
She takes all their credit cards or debit cards and has, like, the Jamie King character and one of her sons.
This guy.
Go out to all these places and take money out of the account to make up for this money that
yeah, she needs $10,000 in order to pay somebody to get her out of the country.
Yes,
all of them to get out of the country.
The whole family to get out of the country and shit. Now this is where it really feels like a remake of Kidnapped as opposed to a remake of the original Mother's Day.
Yes.
The original Mother's Day, you had to have seen it. It was a Troma 1980 flick. That felt more like, you know, I wouldn't even say like a slasher or a torture flick. I would never use the word torture porn because
it felt like a Troma movie.
It felt like a Troma movie.
Difference being?
Darren Lynn Bousman is a fucking professional.
Yeah, seriously.
Whereas they are more grassroots horror.
Yeah. Yeah, more fun horror.
Yeah,
like
more
silly,
like
gross out kind of.
Yes, exactly. Horror.
Like we said, we like them.
Gross out horror.
Those are kind of like.
But Darren Lynn Bousman is a fucking professional through and through.
This was crazy. Like, this just didn't stop.
Out of their and the body count was unfucking believable.
And the way that the body count got unfucking believable was out of this world as well.
Was
like
insane.
It was like the things that these people were making. Like at one point, they were standing at the ATM. The main brother and Jamie King are standing at the ATM, and he says, "You know, you're gonna pull out these money." And these two girls come by, and they're like. Getting
joking
pissed
and making fun, like,
because
oh,
like they're like taking so long to get this money.
Yeah.
And she turns around.
You need my help. I'll help you to learn how to use an ATM.
He basically turns to them, gives them a knife, and says, "You guys got to kill the worst one to kill the other one gets to live."
Die, bitch.
So the one was like, "I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it." They're both like, "I'm not gonna do it." The other one's like, "Yeah, fuck you."
However the scenario goes, I'm not gonna ruin anything for you because I'm telling you, I don't know why this hasn't been released in theaters yet. Maybe it has. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why it hasn't been released on DVD yet. It came out in 2010. I don't know. I don't know if it's some sort of issue with Troma. I don't know what the fucking issue is. I haven't read up on nothing other than the fact in seeing this movie. But it was... Where was I going with this? God damn it.
It was fantastic.
It was fucking amazing. I loved Kidnapped, and I will put Kidnapped as my favorite Spanish horror flick. I will say that hands down. One of the best Spanish horror flick I've ever seen. This was literally... This cocksucking plane. This was literally on par with Kidnapped.
Somebody's going to Florida, apparently.
People from Florida are constantly coming back from Florida.
Yeah. So anyway.
Anyhow.
This was fantastic. Like I said, if you're going to watch this movie when it actually ever releases,
if it ever fucking releases.
However you're going to watch it.
We got screener copies. We apologize to anybody and shit like that. They're like, how can I get this movie and shit like that? I was like, how did you see this? I was like, we get screener copies of stuff.
Or people give them to us.
Or people send them to us and shit like that.
In this case, this was blessed upon us by somebody.
This was blessed upon us by somebody that's in our, that's on our site.
We're not going to mention that.
We're not mentioning any sites. We're not revealing any identities and shit. But,
so
you can see it online.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest doing that.
Yeah, we don't like that.
We don't like doing that. We don't like. Yeah, no, don't do that. We like seeing the DVDs. We like seeing them in theaters. We like going to the premieres.
In fact, our whole reason for doing this review is that we're hoping that this will come out so that everybody can see this, because it's fucking fantastic.
It was a fantastic.
But once again,
movie.
when you do finally get a chance to see it, do not go into this thinking anything about the first one, because this has nothing to do with the original.
Forget the remake.
Why do you keep saying remake?
I don't know, because it's not really a remake.
Forget the original. This was not really a remake.
This was not, no.
Aside from the title and a few little Easter eggs that are placed in there, or names mentioned.
Queenie, because they do mention Queenie and shit like that.
But like, as in like a scary fairy tale.
As a scare tactic. The way parents come up with fairy tales is more like a cautionary thing. Queenie was like a cautionary fairy tale, as opposed to the original, where she was actually real.
Yeah.
Don't expect to see Queenie. I'm not saying that as a spoiler or anything, but I know there are a lot of people like Queenie, but there is no Queenie in this. Okay, she was a cautionary tale in this one.
So anyway, I would give this movie a 10 out of 10.
I would.
Absolutely enjoyed the shit of this. In fact, this movie and Kidnap ruined Cherry Tree Lane for me.
Cherry Tree Lane, which we're gonna review.
We will review.
We're gonna review.
I'm just gonna say that those two made that one look like a simpering puppy that was placed in the corner for being bad.
It made it look like a total puss. I'm not even gonna lie and shit. It made it look like a total... And I am so hard-pressed to tell you which one was better, Kidnapped or this.
Yeah, they were right on the same level.
They were literally on the same fucking level.
Yeah, these were both excellent flicks.
Whereas Kidnapped lost points and shit like that because the dubbing was so bad. This one was amazing because of the body count. The gore was fantastic.
The tension. Everything about this was perfect.
Everything about this was dead. If you don't like Darren Lynn Bousman, this is his best movie. Better than Saw 2, better than Saw 3, better than Saw 4, better than Repo the Genetic Opera.
And on par with the comic Abattoir.
Abattoir, yes. Abattoir was fantastic. Go to your local comic shops and pick it up. It was probably the best radical comic.
Yeah.
I have the Driver for the Dead. That was amazing.
Federal
Vampire Zombie Association, which was fantastic. The other one that's named, I'm fucking blanking on right now, that I think was also done by David Hine for Radical Comics. Driver for the Dead, Federal Vampire Zombie Association. He did this recent one that's named, I'm blanking on.
Oh my god, I know, and I did a review.
Rider on the Storm.
Rider on the Storm.
This was better than all. This is the best radical comic, Abattoir.
In our opinion, anyway.
In our opinion. We're not really reviewing Abattoir, but
we just need to throw it in because this guy obviously knows his shit when it comes to writing and creating ideas.
Exactly. I haven't seen 11-11-11 yet, which is coming out and shit, which would probably be fantastic and shit, but I'm just going to go ahead and make a preemptive statement and say that this was better than 11-11-11, based on just pure awesomeness.
The preemptive statement, but I will tell you that you need to get on the horn with people, make a petition, get this movie out there, because this was fucking awesome.
This was fucking amazing, dude. I don't even know why this even bothered bearing the name Mother's Day. Honestly, it would be much better off if it didn't even have the name Mother's Day. If it called itself like Zero to Fucked Up or something like that, it would probably be more appropriate. But this is, honestly... This and Kidnapped are the two best home invasion movies you will ever see.
Yeah, we'll stand by that.
Straw Dogs who?
Anyway.
I will stand by that statement.
So, 10 out of 10, and you know from us that's a pretty high rating.
That is a huge rating. Huge.
We generally don't tend to bash movies, because...
We don't bash movies and shit, because honestly, if being ignored is much worse than being hated. Even if you're hated and shit like that, you're still giving something attention.
You're giving something power.
You're still giving something power and shit. If you ignore it and shit like that, who knows about it? Nobody knows about it.
So, on that note, neuter and spay your baby snatching bitches.
Baby snatching bitches.
And we are our happy hour. Anyway, thank you again for watching.
Did she give me a look? I didn't look at her. Did she give me a look? Because she gives me a look a lot during these reviews.
Always giving him looks. Anyway.
Fantastic acting, fantastic. This movie was just fucking fantastic.
Get on the horn with that. Get this movie out.
Get the fuck on this.
Peace.
You will fucking thank me when you watch this. We will give each other high fives if we ever meet. If me and you ever meet, high five.
Anyway, thank you again for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
You were really drunk.
Yeah, I am.